Welcome in this new video tutorial. In this video tutorial I will demonstrate a new feature of ModelConverterX that I've been developing in the past weeks. This feature has been requested many times in the past years already, so I'm happy to have been able to implement it now. And it's a feature to interactively move and rotate parts of the object with the mouse in the preview. Since half a year or so, there is already a feature to place things like a light with the mouse, so you can place a new light and change the direction of that light. That's something that was added a while ago. But if you wanted to move this light afterwards or change the rotation of the light, you have to go into the editors and type the numbers in the right fields to modify it. And that's not always intuitive. So I've now added a new feature that when you have selected an attached object or a model part or something like that, you can use the mouse also to move and rotate it. To do that, you need to be in the navigation mode, so that's the default mode that we're in now. And if you would press and hold the M key on your keyboard, you get an additional symbol shown. It's the move symbol, and just you might think it's a huge symbol. What I did for this video tutorial, I scaled it up by a factor of 2. That's an option that has been added in the preview options. So I made it a little bit bigger on purpose in this video, but by default the symbol is a bit smaller. And that symbol can be used to interactively move the object. Yeah, obviously you can't move it freely in 3D space because that's almost impossible to control. So how I implemented it is that you can move the object along any of the 3 axes. So that's the red, green and blue axis that you see here. And if you right click with your mouse on one of these axes, right click on the red one for example, then you can with the mouse move the object and it will only move along the x-axis. I can do the same for the blue axis, then I can change the altitude. So that way you can relatively easily move the object. What I can also do is move it along a plane, and that's the other 3 symbols that you see here. You see those rectangles in cyan, magenta and yellow, and these allow you to move the object along one of the planes. So for example, if I click here on the magenta triangle with my mouse and hold the mouse, then now I can move it along this sort of vertical plane. So that way you can much easier position something or reposition something. And with the other planes, of course, I can move it, with the other triangles, I can move it along the other planes. The second option is to rotate a node. So for that you press and hold the R key from rotate. And rotation is only done along the 3 axes. So let's say I want to tilt this light a bit more to the ground, then I can click on the red axis and you see now that it is rotating along that axis, so I can maybe move it a bit more down. I also see that gets the blue axis to change the angle of the light a bit. So this way you can, probably easier than just typing in numbers in the editor, move and rotate a node. And what I showed here is for an attached object, but let me deselect that one. If I for example select this chimney here, I can also use it to move this chimney to a new position because I want it somewhere else. So I press the move button again. I'll pick the yellow plane, which is sort of the XY plane, and then I can move this chimney to the location where I want it. You see here that the move symbol is not sort of at the origin or not at the middle of the object itself. It's a bit offset. That's because by default, if parts are not animated or have additional transformation, then the origin of the object is the origin of the part. And I could rotate this one as well, and then you will see that it might become a bit tricky because the origin is in a wrong position. But so I can, for example, tilt the chimney a bit if it needs to be like that, although this looks a bit weird maybe. So these are the changes that I made. I hope they make editing your object a bit easier. I do also realize it's a first implementation, so maybe there are some ideas on how to make this even more user-friendly or easier to work with. So if you have them, please post them in the forum so that this feature can be improved. One of the things that would probably be helpful is to be able to move the origin that is used for the translation and rotation, as I just showed with that chimney. So that's something I'll put on the wish list, but there might be other ideas from the users, so that's why I decided to release this first implementation now already and let you play with it and give you the feedback. So I hope you enjoy it, and thanks for watching this video.